fridge. Sorry about that. I'm gonna read a couple lines from this poem. Dried maple and ash bark, lush emerald flats. The fall-colored arena hark, the wide superior mats. At the valley's peak, encircled my life, the open space speaks. Let me end the strife.
What is going on, everybody? How's it going? New here, welcome. This is a great community to come and learn. First things first, I'll go over the basics with Bitcoin, what to expect. We go over a daily chart, then look at a weekly, monthly. Then we look at some of the hourly time frames just to check out what's going on intraday. I did place a long trade today, so I was going to go over that. And from there, again, if you're new, welcome to the stream. Big shout out to Crazy in my Discord. He's my video editor. Man, that intro video with the music, incredible, man. You absolutely killed it. That awesome. It really blown me away. It's the first time I've been really blown away by someone I have never met before. That was awesome. So big shout out to you. Let's see. We got Big 25 in here. That's awesome. You guys have seen me on Twitter. And you're not in the Discord, links down below, I believe. Just another place. I post daily. Other people post daily. We have trading mentors in there. They'll help you out, answer questions. You can ping me directly if you'd like to hear from me. I always post analysis, and it's free. So take advantage of that if you can. But with that said, let's see who we got in here. So Cheese, what's up? Oh, Chief, what's up, dude? Jack, nice to see you. Avenger, oh, thanks for the Discord picture. I forgot. Shout out to you for the Discord picture we're using. Olympus Trading, man, that thing's sweet. Really simple, but gets the point across, man. That was awesome. Thank you so much for making. Jake, what's up, dude? David, what's up, Big Dave? All right, well, thanks again, everyone, coming in here. I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. So what we're looking at here is the Bitcoin daily. Not a lot has changed. We're seeing that 40K area support holding pretty low. Could have a possible double bottom in here. Looks something like a W. I am noticed that there isn't a lot of selling volume picking up, but again, we haven't really broken support yet. I do think this is something to note that we could bounce back to this 45K area tomorrow. Honestly, I'd think a little lower because we have this diagonal resistance, but overall, still nothing bullish from what I'm seeing right now. Still very much showing a very valid head and shoulders. We've discussed this on the last couple streams. Over here on the left, we have our left shoulder, our head, and our right shoulder, and then our neck right here. We broke through it. We retested it for the revalidation, and now we're just kind of chilling right by support. So other than that, not much has changed. But for anyone that's new here, I was going to go ahead and talk about this weekly because I'm hearing a lot of like these moon boys again talking about how this is an accumulation zone. I don't believe so. Accumulation for a parabolic advance usually months, if not a whole entire year. So I wouldn't bank on this being some really good accumulation. Now, if we zoom out, okay, if we go back to this level and hold this 30K, you know, maybe some accumulation. To me, it doesn't really look like accumulation right now. So again, weekly. So this weekly, if I throw in the log, first things first, I always draw my trend line. And there it is. So already we're not looking very bullish. We have this original bounce. We're above. We break through in a retest. Big sign of bearishness. Not a lot of bullishness going on here. I posted today about the death cross that will probably happen in the next week or two. Again, not a really bullish sign. In the past, we have seen death crosses after a dead cat bounce, which I'm considering this upward movement a dead cat bounce. A good signal that the bear market is beginning. So with that said, I would keep an eye on that. All right, let's go back to the stage. So yeah, I mean, until this 40K area gets broken, I mean, we could just chill here for the rest of the week. We could bounce a little higher and retest this diagonal resistance area. But to be honest, I don't think this has the strength to really push over the edge to turn bullish. It is very possible, but you have a monthly and a weekly that are very bearish, that are going to put downward pressure on that price. So, all right, let's look at a 4-hour. So, okay, for all you people in my Discord that were hating on me and calling me a hypocrite or whatever, me because some of these people knew, I did place a long. I longed at 41,077 with 5% of my account. It wasn't a big trade. I'm seeing a possible double bottom right here. There's not a whole lot of volume on this right shoulder of the double bottom, so I figured, hey, maybe it's a good place to make a little trade. Maybe I'll trade it upwards to here and then sell, depending on what price action looks like. Like I said, could push through, but I doubt it. Really, really doubt it. But anyways, that's why I longed. I haven't made a trade in a couple weeks, so it's getting a little antsy. I've noticed that we've got really low volume on this support. It doesn't really look strong to break that really strong support level. So I was like, screw it. Let's just try and long, see what we can do. Up, crypto. Oh, I also wanted to say my mom's watching, so shout out to my mom. And I believe my sister-in-law is also watching, so shout out to you. I won't give your names live, but thank you for supporting me, as always. All right. I'm a little. It's cold down here. All right. Actually, I did want to go back to the date. So one big thing I want to note is usually moving averages as support and resistance. When you're above them, they're going to be used as support. When you're below them, they're going to act as resistance. We're seeing that we're below all of them. The 20, the 50, and the 200. The 200 being the big level of bull market support, bear market resistance. Being below it kind of indicates that we're in a bear market. We did ride above it for a little while, but now we're back below it. That's a sign of weakness. To me, that's a sign that the bull market is in fact over. We had an attempt at pushing back above, which failed, unfortunately. But That's okay. Buying low and accumulating over the next several months is going to pay out in the long. So, very excited for that. I do note that there is a somewhat of a doji. Sorry about the dog. It was dead last stream. Whatever. But yeah, I see somewhat of a doji candle form here. Could mean something, could mean nothing. I'm not banking on a reversal. Like I said, we could push upwards a little bit, but again, not really banking on it. All right. Let's go into the 1 hour. Kind of validates that double bottom a little bit more on the 4 hour. We're seeing some selling weakness here. We're not seeing a whole lot of volume coming in. We're also seeing RSI kind of oversold a little bit, so not a bad place to put a little day trade, in my opinion. As a swing trade, no, I wouldn't really look to swing trade here with a large amount, but just as a small little day trade, why not? I'd give it a shot. Yeah, I'm a Roman. Heck yeah. Come on. All right. All right. Well, let's see. Also, let's go back over. Let's look at the DXY. I saw something earlier on Twitter that the DXY was breaking out, and I was really, which it actually is. We actually see this double bottom on the DXY. Not really validated up until today, really, but this is a double bottom. I mean, you have your left and right shoulder, you have your neckline here, and honestly, we're now above the neckline. Looks like I believe we've closed. I believe the DXY closes when the stock market closes. I could be wrong. It could close when TradingView closes, which is 8 p.m. But it's looking like it's going to close. We end in about an hour and 50 minutes. So this will be interesting. Volume's hard to judge on the DXY. I don't think that metric really counts or anything, but the DXY is looking strong, which means crypto might start to look weaker. It's definitely going to be some more downward pressure on the already bearish sentiment we're seeing. So again, just another thing to look at. If we go back to our total analysis that we did on Monday, I discussed this double top. I mean, it's looking like it wants to break down. It's not looking very strong. We did see a double bottom here, which is awesome. We got a little bit of a relief rally, especially from some of these alts. But this looks like it's starting to break down, especially on the weekly. I mean, we're really not in good shape to hold strongly here. And even so, on Bitcoin dominance, we are seeing. Actually, I'll leave it. We are seeing some of this this double bottom pattern, similar to what we saw in 2018, which signaled the bear market. And again, with all the downward pressure we're seeing from multiple avenues, it's a big reason why I do think we're going to see either a full 3-year long bear market or a mini bear market cycle, which could last anywhere from 2 to 3 months to an entire year. Similar to what we saw in 2019, where we saw that mini bull cycle, which I'm okay with. I'd love a nice big swing trade after we drop another 30, 40, 50%. I think that'd be awesome. Line. You mean on the daily? Or you mean not necessarily? I think the global sentiment isn't very good right now, especially since, well, we had COVID, so obviously COVID kind of affected every market. But just because the stock market is, I don't think that has the biggest effect on crypto. I mean, crypto's a volatile market, so when the world turns to shit, people are going to sell their crypto first because they don't want to put their money in a volatile asset, which I guess you could say kind of correlates with the stock market if there is a big sell off, but I wouldn't say the stock market and crypto market have a really true correlation unless global sentiment. So, okay, let's go over a couple altcoins. I don't mind Ethereum. I really like Ethereum, actually. I think it has really good fundamentals. So let's see. Under the daily. So yeah, daily again, we're kind of seeing that head and shoulders. It is validated support or resistance has not, or prior support, I guess, has not been broken. I'm not seeing a whole lot of good things from Ethereum. I think this thing is waiting to fall off a cliff. It doesn't look very great. You also have kind of a bear flag right here, which I will go in on a. Yeah, you're seeing kind of like this bear flag. Uh, you could even say ascending triangle, bear flag, whatever. It's not looking great, especially with how Bitcoin. You might have some upward movement here in the next over the next day or two, but I think we are going to see a weekend sell off, or maybe even like a Sunday night, Monday morning big sell off, in my opinion. So Ethereum not looking great. That generally means that most altcoins aren't going to be that great. Pull up Algo, because I saw this. Someone was saying Algo was breaking out in the Discord. Algo actually looks pretty decent on the day. We have this big movement, some downward with low volume, and then we have this big upward movement. Now it looks like we're coming down again and kind of chilling on support. This could go a multitude of ways. If Bitcoin goes sideways for a little while, you might see a big increase in price. If Bitcoin changes this bearish sentiment to bullish, this is probably one of the strongest looking altcoin charts I've seen so far. But ultimately, if Bitcoin really does drop hard, it won't matter that this chart looks good. So in my opinion, I would just be careful, even if the altcoin charts look really good. All right. So yeah, I mean, we're just kind of resting on this kind of support level, and nothing's really changed. I think a lot of things are really on support, waiting to see if Bitcoin goes up or breaks down over the next 4 or 5 hours. Okay, we got some cats here. Yeah, but you have to remember, what is this? It can still be a bear flag. And symmetrical triangles generally break in the direction that the trend's going. So if trend going down, usually your symmetrical triangle break down. Yes, that is. So I've gone over Atom a couple times before. Again, it does look like a pretty strong chart, because you have this increase in price, increase in volume. You have increase in price, increase in volume. All the sideways movements are sideways and down over low volume. Even from here, we're going down and we're seeing less volume. Then we see this big upward movement with more volume. So yes, again, this is a strong looking chart. But again, we have to think about Bitcoin, because even though this chart looked extremely strong over here, when Bitcoin broke down from 60 to 50K over like a 2 hour time span, I mean, Atom got wrecked. We went from 30 to $9. That's a huge correction. That's 66%. So you just have to keep that in mind. Well, I'm bearish because most of the charts are pointing bearish. I'm neither bear nor bull, although I will say I've never shorted this market. There's just too many factors that are bearish. You have the global fundamentals that are bearish. You have Evergrande. You had the Binance, one of the Binance developers, Ethereum developer, I believe. He just got arrested for, I believe North Korea was trying to pay or avoid paying sanctions to the United States using Ethereum. So he got arrested for that. You have the U.S. Printing trillions of dollars. So, and there's a multitude of other things. We might see another shutdown. I mean, there's a bunch of things that are going on that could lead to a big sell off. And people are scared. When people are scared, they take their money and they hide it. They take their money out of the markets. They don't leave it in. They're not going to, and especially with crypto, they're not going to put their money into a volatile asset. So for me, I think that there's just a lot of negative things going on that, to me, don't say bull market continuation or bull market rebound, even if there was an ETF that was going to come out, which I don't think there will. Go over link. Yeah, I can go over link. So Link, looks kind of like it's just kind of following this diagonal short line. If it breaks, it could be in doomsday. So just be careful. It looks like it's kind of testing it right now. So I would just be aware that this thing could really drop hard if that support. If I look at a daily, not the greatest looking chart, but not the worst looking chart. I can see that over time, like we've gone up, like volume's been pretty bullish, and then we kind of have this big sell off, and in here from 13 to 36, we have volume going down as price is going up. That's usually a sign of relief. That's like a relief rally for institutions to finally sell the last bit of their holdings. And now I actually do see that volume is technically going down as we're going down, but you're still seeing these big volume spikes. So, and we have a head and shoulders. So I wouldn't say that this is a very strong looking chart at the moment. I would say that this diagonal support is probably going to break over the next couple weeks. Uh, well, the amount of wallets holding, although that's a great point you bring up. Their on-chain analytics are actually manipulated. I wouldn't go trusting on-chain as much as you think you should. You have to remember, price goes up when people are buying. So when supply goes down, price goes up. The stock to flow. The stock to flow is also a manipulated chart. I'm not. I'm not banking on the stock. So okay, Jackson brings up a good point about 20K Bitcoin. Up my. So for me, I have two accounts or two trading styles. I swing trade, and I DCA. So I am completely out of this market, other than the small long I made at 40,000, 41,077. So for me, when I want a DCA, because I truly think we are in a bear market or a mini bear cycle, we've seen we've seen a consistent bottom around the 200 moving average, or weekly moving average. So for me, I want to look to DCA in between the 50 and 200. Obviously, DCAing small amounts each time. I'll also pay attention to this RSI down here, because when RSI gets to about 50, 40, again, big sign of a bottom, even 30. If we hit 30, I'll probably buy a lot more in my DCA account than I normally do. But I'm not throwing all of my money in the pot just because we hit the 200. Depending on how volume looks, I'm not too excited to buy a lot in my DCA but I do capitalize on larger red days, especially when DCAing. So, for example, if my DCA is weekly and I buy every Monday, let's say we drop kind of hard Sunday night, I might buy a little bit that night or double my buy. And again, my DCA, I do like 1% a week. So I might do 2% that week because we just dropped 10% and I get to buy 10% lower, which helps out in the long. So capitalize on those big red days. I might even buy less if we have a really big green day, just to save my buys for red day. Buy red, sell green is the CA strategy ever. So yeah, back to Jackson's point about 20K. I do believe that the bottom is going to be somewhere between. If we drop really hard over the next 2 weeks, anywhere between 17.5 and 22K. If we kind of do something like this, where we kind of just drift down, anywhere between 20 to 24K is what I imagine. But the thing I want to point out is between 30 and 20K, there is no support. So be prepared for a very large drop. I can show that on a daily. If I pull out here, so if I pull here, 30K, and we'll do, yeah, there's no support in here. There's no major price bounces. Nothing has been retested. I mean, we have sideways movement in here, but to me, that's still continuation to go up. So just be aware that there could be a massive sell-off between 30 and 20K. Be very careful buying in this. Yeah, we can go over like more intraday. Sorry, I covered it briefly. Just because I forgot to add some of the more macro stuff in there. So yeah, I can go over the four. I try to base sentiment really on the 4 hour. All right, so intraday, I see this again sideways movement, very low volume. Um, MACD is kind of in a place where it could push up a little bit more. RSI kind of leaning more on the oversold side. So to me, it looks like in order to really break this support level, we might have to bounce back up to here and go down. Some of these charts need to cool off because I believe on a 15-minute, yeah, we were like majorly oversold. We're coming back, but even on a 1 hour, pretty oversold. 2 hour, pretty oversold. So to me, I think intraday we do need to bounce up a little bit to come back down to really break that support. We're gonna need a lot of volume and a lot of momentum to really get through. I do think any close below like 40,600 is where it's the death for. So a fake rally maybe to 44. I don't imagine price going any higher than that in the short term. Again, we have this head and shoulders on the daily. If you're left, so which was validated, especially by price action. So again, I don't think I don't see any kind of bullish movement. I think we would need to form some kind of an accumulation pattern, which would be an inverted head and shoulders. I do think these fractals are very similar. We have this here and this here. They're pretty much the same. I've tweeted about this several times. Go check out Twitter if you want to check it out. But I mean, they're pretty identical. I mean, I knew we were going to drop it between 50 and 50K. I actually tweeted like right before. So for me, I don't see any kind of fake rally other than maybe a 6 to 7% upward price movement. But even still, I don't expect us to move any higher than 10% over the next couple days. Yeah. I mean, we're kind of stuck in this little area, but you have to remember, guys, you can't just like going up. You can't go down in a straight line. You have to go down, sideways, down, sideways. Nothing is ever a straight line. You might have some choppy price action, but if you're really worried about it, zoom out, look at the day, look at the week, look at the month. I mean, these things are not bullish. I mean, the month looks like we've already had a parabolic advance, and same with the week. I mean, these are parabolic advances. These are huge price gains in a short amount of time. I mean, when crypto first started, of course, you saw these huge 50 to 100 hundreds of percent movements in a day, but now we're past that point. I mean, Bitcoin's 40K. I mean, how much can you move in one day? So, volatility is going to slow down over time, but for now, I think we had our parabolic advance. I mean, it's not going to be a blow off top because institutions are involved, and institutional selling is distribution where it's going to stick around a certain price level for a certain amount of time so that institutions can sell without price going all the way down 50% right away. You have to remember, guys, these people have millions and billions of dollars. And if they place a sell order at 60K, it's going to drop the price significantly, and their whole order is not going to fill, and they're not going to make as much money. They want to sell as close to the top as they can as well. So if you're wrong about this, you made, I will absolutely admit that I was wrong, 100%. But I'm also in the page of I will remain bearish until sentiment changes to bullish, and the first thing I'd want to see change is the daily chart because we have this head and shoulders. It was validated, confirmed, whatever you want to say. Usually these are followed by a huge drop, which this is why I kind of have this support and resistance really spacious because I think this could literally drop all the way to 30K like instantly. Similar to what happened over here. I mean, we saw 42 to 28K very quickly when we lost that. I think once we lose this again, it's over. It's done. We're going down to 30K again. I have very high level of confidence in that. I don't see anything bullish. So real quick, I'm gonna take any questions. I've got some things I got to do, so I am gonna end like 20 minutes early today. So if you guys have any questions at all, please let me know. And also, if you find the content entertaining or educational, please hit the like and subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. It always helps with the YouTube algorithm. Also, I've said before, but we have a Discord. I have trading mentors in the Discord. It's all free. We go over and answer any questions you have. We go over market sentiment. We go over day trading. We go over anything you want. You can ping me or any of the trading mentors. I believe the link, again, is down below. So, again, feel free to join. It's all free. 30K would be a beauty. Man, that would be beautiful. I would love 30K. But I would know we're in the bear market. No, I officially think months ago. Where do you see us next week? Next week, 34.5K. And I'll still be at this desk. Talking to all you fine people. Sometimes audio cuts. Yeah, my mic's been kind of, it's like, can you see it? Yeah, I need to fix this. We've been having some audio issues for a couple days, so I will definitely fix that for the next stream. My apologies. When I watch it back, I'll figure out what the problem is, and we'll fix it from there. And I don't really believe 12 to 15K is reasonable. I do think around the 20K area is the bottom. I think 12 to 15K would honestly kind of scare me because that you're starting to enter territory that we've been in before. In previous bull markets or in all of Bitcoin's lifetime, we never really revisited prior levels after we had a huge parabolic advance. Like, yeah, okay, we're going to revisit like the 20K area, which we've been there before. But what I mean is like the 3 to 10K area, I really don't think Bitcoin's going to go to. I really think that around 20K is about the bottom. Could go a little lower, could go a little higher. But in order to stay healthy, in order to stay overall bullish, because to be fair, like Bitcoin's only gone up in its lifetime. Could we see a huge bear market or sideways movement for a little while? Absolutely. But in all honesty, I think 20K is the absolute bottom, anywhere around there. 30K is definitely not bearish. So, okay. So we were at 65K in April. It is now September. So we're about 5 months from the all-time high. So if we go to 30K and it's December and we're still at 30K in December, how is that not a mini bear market? It's been 8 months, almost a year. That's a mini bear market cycle, man. 20K will never happen again. I don't know who's telling you that it will never happen again, but anything's possible. So I think 20K is very likely. I think I actually did fix the mic. Yeah, it definitely need to be closer to my mouth. Again, apologies. We're going to work on that and fix it for next time. I do apologize. From research, I did a Bitcoin bear market cycle is usually 75 to 90% drop from all-time highs, and alts 90 to 99%. Okay, 200. Yeah. So that's another reason why I think around 20K, because I believe 75 to 80% is 65K to 20K. So yeah, I think again that it lines up perfectly. So, and it makes sense. How long do you think this bear market will last? I think we'll either see an entire bear market where it's 3 years long, or we're going to see like a mini bear market cycle like we did in 2019, which was actually, a bull market cycle where you have this big kind of parabolic advance over a couple weeks after a big accumulation period, but inverted. So we have this distribution period here. We have kind of a small accumulation here. We're having another distribution period here. So I think we go down and, let's say, I'll just draw it out. Rough sketch. So we kind of go down like this. accumulate, and then go turn bullish. And I believe that would be 2023. So again, that would be like a full mini bear market cycle, about a year long, or anywhere from 6 months to a year long. I bet all my Bitcoin it never falls to 20K. Well, I don't really bet, so I don't know if anyone in chat wants to bet with you, but not a big better. Man, if you could grab Link at $2 to $5, it'd be insane. Because Link does have really good fund, to be fair. Link is one of the coins I will DCA in. So real quick, I did want to go over why I made this long earlier, because I got a lot of pushback on this one. Like, why did you turn bullish so fast? Like, I'm not bullish. I'm just making a day trade. Just scalping. So here's why I made this trade. I see we have a double bottom. See volume's very low on the right hand shoulder. My validation point would be 42.5. I don't think we go higher than 42.5, to be completely honest. It all depends on what volume looks like. But yeah, I don't really see a reason that we're going to drop really hard right away because volume's so low. Also, on the minute time frames, we were very oversold, so I figured we'd probably bounce a little bit. Same with 30-minute, again, oversold. 1 hour, oversold. I also noticed that there is some, well, I guess you really can't consider this bullish divergence, but in a way, kind of some bullish divergence. I didn't really see a lot of selling volume coming in on the 1 hour. So for me, I didn't think this support was going to break right away. I think I could have caught like a small bounce, but then again, I suck at day trading, so I'm probably going to lose on this anyways. But it was a very small buy with a very tight stop loss. I think my stop is right below 40,600. I posted all the details in the Discord, so feel free to look at them. Yeah, Jackson, I agree. Link.ada and Ethereum are probably the only alts I'm ever interested in buying or DCAing into. The rest are, to me, are just exit strategies, pump and dump schemes, whatever, bullshit. So for me, I think, yeah, I think those are the top, what is that, 4 or 5? Yeah, those are really the only ones. I mean, I have all these other ones on my list, but for me, I always try to stay mostly Bitcoin or Ethereum. That's your safest bet. Or I'll go into altcoins that I know have survived previous bear markets and they've made a new all-time high in the next bull market, which a lot of alts have never done. So I think that's Ethereum's done it. I think ADA's done it, but I need to double check on that. Doge has done it, but I'm not a big Doge fan. I know Crazy is, so I don't want to talk too much shit because he made me that sick video. So, again, shout out to you, Crazy. You're the man for that. That was incredible. Okay, so Jack, can I ask when exactly you think we're going to go down lower? The next couple days, next week? I kind of have gone over total and why I think we're going to break down over the next week. Here it is again. You have a double top, and we're breaking down below what is support. So should you get out of your micro caps, Rockstar? So I can't really give you financial advice, but in my opinion, alts get shafted in the bear market. So I mean, I wouldn't try to be in as many altcoins as possible during a bear market. I'd try to accumulate Bitcoin and Ethereum, but that's just my perspective. If you really do believe that this bull market's going to continue, you know, alts always outperform Bitcoin in a bull market, so stick with it. But all of the analysis that I've looked at, all of the charts I've looked at, I haven't found a single bullish thing on any single one of them. So, again, if you have more questions, feel free to join the Discord and check out all the other analysis. Maybe it'll help you come to a conclusion. So I see 5 to 6 attempts to break support. Throw us under a number with a grain of salt when it plows through. So the more tests on support or resistance, the more likely it is to break. So if we've tested like 5 times, I mean, it's kind of a matter of time before it breaks. Like, if you can see this, Let's go on a 4 hour. So if you can see this, we're making lower highs and we're just bouncing off the support. So at some point, sorry, this isn't Bitcoin. So at some point, this is going to break. I mean, again, making lower highs. So we're not really bouncing off support, bouncing off resistance. We're hitting this diagonal resistance, hitting the support, hitting a lower diagonal resistance, hitting support. We didn't really hit it this time. So maybe we come up, hit this area, and then we push down. Because usually there's things happen in 3 in crypto. So you'll hit it once, hit it twice, 3 times, and then you'll majorly dump. There's still a lot of time in this kind of overall triangle. I believe the 10th of October, which is about a week from today, week and a half. So there is still some time for this to maybe push up or continue going sideways, which is, again, why I decided to try and scalp today. Haven't made a trade in 3 weeks. Thought I could maybe pull it off. Oh, no problem for the honesty, man. Like I said, I'm just trying to help people. I know there's a ton of bullshit on YouTube and Twitter and social media or whatever. People are screaming for new all-time highs. People are screaming from the mountain peaks that Bitcoin's going to be 100K tomorrow. That's just not true. Look at the charts and decipher what you can from them. They always tell you a story. Always. Goes to the moon. Maybe next year. Yes, like breaking through a brick wall. Yeah, like getting through a brick wall, you're never going to get through it the first time. So, it's going to take several punches on that wall to really break through it. Is that dog? Yeah, last time he was behind me sleeping, so. But yeah, I don't really see a big influx of volume to drop. I did see this kind of going up as we were going down, but we kind of bounced, and now we're lower on the second side or this right-hand side, and it kind of looks like a double bottom. It could play out. I don't know. I mean, I'll probably sell this trade tonight because I really don't feel like taking any extra risk when I don't need to. But yeah, we could see some more sideways movement in the next couple days. Yeah, I'm hoping China or Asia brings it up. That'd be awesome. I could get out of this trade. I mean, I hate day trading, even though my risk is barely anything. I hate day trading. It's pointless for me. But all right. I guess I'll do one more thing. I wanted to go over price action again for anyone that's new or just needs a refresher. So, price action to me again is the most valuable indication. Just for me personally, it helps me validate movements, patterns, breakouts, breakdowns, etc., etc. So I'm going to zoom out to this day and just give like a brief overview of why price action works the way it does. So okay, strong bullish price action. You have price going up, volume going up. This is very, very bullish up until, about here. Then we have this big sell-off. Okay, that's not necessarily a bearish sign yet. Okay, so now we have this next move up. So we go up and up. So we have higher price. We're looking at volume. It's looking a little shifty. We're having volume kind of go down. I know there's some volatility in there, so not the best move to decipher, but overall volume's going down as we're going up. We have a second big sell-off, but we made a higher low. Not the worst thing in the world. Now we have another increase in price with volume tapering off. That is a very true sign of exhaustion. In my opinion, that's about as exhausted as it can look. You have price going up, volume going down. Especially in a bull market, it really does signal a lot of exhaustion. So, okay, looking now, we have price going down, and now we have volume going up, which is bearish. That's bearish price action. Then you kind of have this tapering off period. Volume's kind of chilling. So I'd say volume's kind of going down as price is drifting down. I wouldn't consider this true exhaustion, but it's leading to exhaustion, at least for going down in the short term, I guess. So, okay, now we have this price going back up. So great, price is going up, but I notice that volume's going down. So for me, this is bearish price action. Could just be a huge wave of sideways movement in here, considering we have this kind of wave happening and now this wave. But the one thing I do note is price is kind of spiking back up as we're going down. Obviously, it's going to be a little shifty just because we had a huge drop here. Then we had 3 huge drops here. Now we're kind of going sideways. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens over the next couple weeks. Does volume go up as we're dropping, or does it go down? Because if it goes down, that's actually bullish, and sentiment could change. I don't necessarily think it will, but it is possible. So I hope that kind of answers some questions on price action. If you're new, or if you just don't understand what I'm saying, or you've seen it before but you still didn't really understand. Again, price action, super important, validates pretty much everything I do with trading. Just to give another example, again, you have this, out shoulder. We have this left shoulder, this head, and the right shoulder. Then you have your neck. So again, big validation of a breakdown. We have a lot of volume coming in here, more than we've had over here. This confirms the breakdown. Sorry, I drew this neckline. It's actually, we have this retest with very low buying volume. Again, validates the head and shoulders more. We're kind of moving sideways, similar to over here. So for me, you know, this is just further validating the head and shoulders pattern. Price action is not leaning bullish. It's actually leaning heavily bearish. So in the next coming days, we might see a big sell-off. I personally think we will. That could change. We could have some crazy black swan event that changes it. But in all honesty, from TA, this is looking very, very bearish. So I'm going to take 1 or 2 more questions, and then I'm going to end the stream there. You do realize history does not actually repeat itself, which is a true fact. So if you're saying that, how can you tell me that Bitcoin isn't bearish? Because if you're saying history doesn't repeat itself, how are you going to come in here with the argument that we're going to see a full year-long bull market cycle and it ends in December? Just saying. Symmetrical triangle. So I went over that a symmetrical triangle tends to break in the way that trend's going. So if trend's going down, the triangle breaks down. If trend's going up, it goes up. This is also not a symmetrical triangle. It's actually a descending triangle. So something like this. And just to further validate, let me pull up my 4-hour. So yeah, descending triangle. Not necessarily bullish by any means. Really, that's a bad head and shoulders pattern. Man, like you're just picking fights here. Like you're trading what you want to happen and not what's happening in front of you. Like this is a very clear head and shoulders pattern. Like look at this. Here's your left, here's your head, and here's your. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but that's about as head and shouldery as it gets. If you look at the definition of a head and shoulders pattern, this is a defined head and shoulders. Sorry to break that to you. So when do you think Bitcoin can go in the 20K range? I believe around December, January, February of, December of this year, but January, February of 2022 is when I think that 20K will be hit. That's about 5-ish months. So we'll probably see a sharp decline. And then we'll probably see some sideways, either accumulation or just cool down for another big drop. And then we'll see a lot of accumulation and probably a big bullish movement upwards. Oh, David, so the crazy vid is at the beginning of the stream. Definitely check it out. It's pretty sick. So, all right, guys, I'm going to end it here. I will be back Friday. I'll answer any questions. I'll probably go over just like overall total DXY, Bitcoin, probably the altcoin chart as well, and then Bitcoin dominance. I kind of want to focus more on Bitcoin just because it's going to give us the overall sentiment, and things with alts aren't going to change until Bitcoin changes. So if Bitcoin decides to break down, alts are going to break down. If Bitcoin breaks up or continues sideways, alts could really push up. It all just depends. So again, thanks for coming out to the stream. I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. Really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you for all of the countless support that everyone has shown, especially in my Discord. It means a lot to me. It means a lot that you guys care to give me your time. So again, thank you so much. And I will see you Friday at 6 p.m. And as always,